Hello everyone and greetings from St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, so here's what's been going on. I got sick. My coworkers here who I came here to work with were very kind to me. They've been very supportive of me and they found me a nice apartment in kind of around the city center, close to the center of St. Petersburg, a little bit west, probably just like 1 or 2 miles or kilometers if you prefer west of what would be the pretty much the city center. And it was a great apartment actually. I really lucked out. It was on one of the canals, on one of the many famous canals of St. Petersburg that have lent it the nickname the Venice of the North. It was pretty close to where I work. It was just about half an hour or less than half an hour's walking distance, just under half an hour's walking distance from where I work, which is good because I'm not going to be driving here. Driving in St. Petersburg is absolute insanity. You'd have to really be crazy to drive here. I think it beats traffic in any American city. I'm pretty sure it's worth. I've never driven in New York, but actually traffic in New York isn't even that bad. It certainly beats traffic in Los Angeles, which is where I learned to drive actually. Traffic in Los Angeles is heavy, but you don't see people doing insane things like turning a 2-lane road into a 3-lane road, which is something that happens here. What's really scary here in St. Petersburg, if you're a driver, is sometimes during rush hour when there's a lot of traffic going in one direction, people will simply reappropriate all the lanes on the road as going in that direction. So basically they'll take an actual 2-directional road and treat it as a one-way street, and you'll have all the lanes of traffic going in one direction. And if you happen to be going the other way, you're tantamount to going the wrong way down a one-way street, even though it was designated as a 2-way street. I don't think this is quite legal, but there are many traffic activities which are quite ignored by the local traffic police, actually. Actually, the traffic police here are notorious. They're worse than the regular police. Street cops are not a problem, but the traffic police are the ones you really have to watch out for if you drive. If you don't drive, then actually you're actually at a great advantage, because most of the cops that you see walking or driving around the city are actually I forget what the name is in Russian, but it's something like Department of Road Safety. And they are exactly that. They're literally just concerned with street traffic and automotive traffic activity. They're not engaged in any other kind of police work. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent about the traffic. But anyhow, so the apartment was very good. The only problem with it was that it was quite dank and damp and not really dirty, but just quite moldy and musty inside. And so I got very sick. I settled into it pretty well, and for the first few days there I was feeling all right. But then I started to come down with flu-like symptoms, and you know that happens. I mean, okay, you know, maybe I caught the flu from somebody, no big deal. And started getting a sore throat and coughing and sneezing and runny nose and all that, the usual kind of flu symptoms. And also I had very sore muscles, like all over my body. Just my muscles were very so extremely sore and extremely tired. Like I really didn't have energy to do anything except kind of drag myself to work. And at work I was half conscious all day, and then I would come home and sleep for 14 hours to go to work the next day. And I thought, okay, I probably just caught a really bad flu. I'll feel better in 3 or 4 days. But I didn't. Every day I just got worse. Every day I got sicker and sicker. And finally, I figured out, I think I think it's something in the air, something that I'm breathing is causing me to not feel well. And I guess what tipped me off is when I started getting pneumonia, because I'd had laryngitis for a while and I had lost most of my voice. But then it started going into my lungs and I started having trouble breathing, and I realized, this doesn't really seem like a flu. It seems like something a little bit different. And I kind of was stuck for a while. I thought, what am I going to do? I was thinking about getting a hotel temporarily because I was pretty sure that that it was something in my apartment that was that was causing me to feel that way. And so as an experiment, I was going to get a hotel room for a couple of days and see if that helped me feel better. But actually, one of my coworkers was very nice and offered me to stay. They had a like an extra room or like a couch that I could sleep on. And they offered me to stay at their place for a couple of nights. And as soon as I did that, I started to feel better. Like the very first night that I slept over at their place, I woke up the next morning feeling much, much better. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't have scientific proof. I didn't have the apartment tested or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that there was just something in that apartment that just made me ill. Just, the air wasn't very good. One thing about it was that it was, like I said, close to the city center. And apparently this is a recurring theme. Apparently it's a very common thing for the buildings around the middle of St. Petersburg to have this kind of problem. Because, they're old buildings. I mean, these buildings are typically well over 100 years old. They may be close to 200 years old or even older than that. And so, they're just, I don't know, just something about them. The mold just sort of almost creeps into the brickwork or masonry of the building itself and just sort of sits there. I'm sure that if you cleaned the place out and like scrubbed all the walls and the ceiling from top to bottom, you could probably mitigate some of that effect. But yeah, it's just very common, I'm told, for that problem actually to happen in the city center. And maybe myself being a foreigner, I'm not accustomed to the microbes that are typical here in the city, that locals have probably developed a sort of, I guess you'd say, resistance or acclimatization to. Did I say that right? Maybe it's acclimation, or what's the right word? I don't know. Anyway, so whatever. So I ended up staying with my coworker for a few nights, or at my coworker's place for a few nights, and that apartment happened to be on Vasilyevsky Island. Vasilyevsky Island is an island in the kind of it's still kind of close to the city center, but it's west. It's a little bit west of downtown, and it is, as the name suggests, an island. Most of the eastern part of the island is also old territory, like it's been built up hundreds of years ago. In fact, that's where the old stock exchange building is, which is one of the famous landmarks of St. Petersburg. It's that building with the two. I think they're called rostral columns in front of it. One of the famous buildings of the city. But anyhow, but on the west side of the island, that was pretty much undeveloped, like uninhabited and unbuilt. Like there were no buildings there until about the 60s. And so, so there are actually a great many relatively new high-rise residential buildings covering most of the west side of Vasilyevsky Island, and so they're pretty new. They're in pretty good shape. They have most of the modern amenities. They don't have a lot of the weirdness that you see in apartments downtown. And so I got better, and I ended up getting another apartment. I'm in my new apartment, which is also on Vasilyevsky Island, and I'm feeling much better. I still have a little bit of a cough sometimes, a little bit of, kind of discharge in my throat, but for the most part, I'm feeling much better, and I'm pretty sure that it was just the apartment that I was in that made me sick. So I've been here in St. Petersburg now about 3 weeks. I've already filmed actually several videos as time has gone by, and I just haven't really had the chance to post them because I need to, encode them and upload them to YouTube. So I'll be getting around to that. I have already lots of videos to put up. Just I'll do that as time goes by, but. Just wanted to let you folks know what's been going on. So I am alive. I survived being probably sicker than I have been for the last 10 years or something like that. But oh well, I got over it. It's just part of life. You live and you learn, right? So again, greetings from the cultural capital of Russia, and there will be more videos coming in the future. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will talk to you folks later. Bye-bye.